Vision of a thriving startup ecosystem also needs to be a political top priority. Now recently you announced a new deal for the Austrian economy. Can you tell us what priority startups have in this new deal?
So thank you very much for the invitation. It's a great honor for me to be here with you, and let me stress that I'm really touched by the very warm welcome. So thank you very much. Second point I'd like to stress, and as you know, for me it was quite a jump start, so we hadn't too much time to prepare. And what I took with me was my experience as somebody who was running a big company as a CEO, which was a technical and driven business. And what I've understood for my first days here in the office as a chancellor, major challenges. First one is to fight unemployment, and the second one is to increase the competitiveness of our economy. And I believe the two major topics on our agenda have to be, the first is accelerating the innovation dynamic in our country, and the second is to improve the quality of our education system. And if you look at these two challenges, then it's crystal clear that the contribution which could be done by startups is of utmost importance. So what I believe is that we have to boost investment in our country, we have to boost the demand, and this can't be done just by the public sector. So we need the cooperation with private entrepreneurs. And what I also believe is that the challenges we are going to face, digitalization, globalization, can't be encountered with the patterns from the last century. So for us, it's an absolutely number one priority to cooperate with startups, to create an environment where we can facilitate private investments, where we can secure that founders found their companies in our country and can finance it also here in our country. So that's of utmost importance, and what I would like to tell you is, in any case, whatever happens in the next few weeks, next few months, and it's going to be a very busy time, you will always find open doors, and I'm looking very much forward to discuss with you the great opportunities which we have here in Austria.
So I would say that sounds really promising. One more question on that. So in an international comparison, Austria has only a small number of really fast-growing businesses. Now, what would you say? What is the reason for that? And what do you want to change to improve that?
Yeah, what I absolutely believe is that we don't have really a hostile environment for founders, but if you look at the main figures, then it's quite disappointing how low the number of foundations here in Austria is, and also how low the number of young people in our universities is who would like or who intend to create their own enterprise. So I believe what we have to do is we have to completely change the game. We have to create a startup mentality. We have to create a framework which allows startups to be founded here in Austria and to give them a good backup for their intentions. And I also believe that it's also a question how we can secure financing, because what I've understood first and foremost is if you look at the support from that side, then it's also quite disappointing. The figure, the average in Europe is 35 euros of venture capital per inhabitant. In Austria we have 10 or around 11. So that's quite disappointing. We have to work on the whole agenda, we have to work on a lot of topics, and I believe that the message is understood, that startups will contribute in the future very much to the welfare of Austria.
So a lot of plans, sounds really great. By the way, we recently conducted a survey with Pioneers Discover and Roland Berger on the ecosystem here in Vienna. So we have a lot of input, and I would love to catch up and discuss about that. But can we also make a deal, a new deal? Or it's actually not a new deal, it's our first deal. You know, I would love to meet you here on stage next year and discuss the outlook with you. Would you take this challenge?
Yeah, absolutely, and I would even suggest to discuss the whole year.
Okay. You know what? Monday, 10 p.m.
Okay.
Let's figure something out. So you're here at Pioneers, and it's a tremendous honor, as I already said, to have you here. What would you say? What is the role of Pioneers here in this whole ecosystem?
Yeah, honestly speaking, I'm really impressed what you have achieved here, and it's very important for Austria as a business location. And I was just visiting a few weeks ago Hong Kong and had discussions with one of the bigger companies there, and they told me, okay, next time I'm going to meet you in a few weeks in Vienna. And I said, okay, what are you doing here, because skiing season is over? And the answer was, no, I'm going to the Pioneers Festival. So for us it's very important to have such activities here in our country, and I'm more than happy to be here for the first time. It's a pity, because I really appreciate your contribution on the one hand, and by the way, I was told that the after-show parties should be really great.
I'm definitely gonna crash this one.
Yeah, unfortunately I haven't just received invitations for the dumper events, and not for the great, exciting ones, but let's see.
That sounds awesome. Christian, thank you so much for being with us. I think this is a very important first step that we are taking here together. As you can see, the whole crowd, the whole community is behind you, so we want to support you, and we will do our best, and also I wish you best of luck for the upcoming years. I know it's not going to be easy, but I'm really confident that you can accomplish a lot for this beautiful country. And now, one more thing to say, or one more thing to do. High five to that.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, the brand new Austrian Chancellor, and I'd also like to say, as board member of Austrian Startups, we've done a lot alongside Pioneers. We're very, very excited to have you engaging in our topic. We'd be very happy to engage in a dialogue along this to bring this country a step forward. It's very, very exciting times. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for what to come.
Thanks, Daniel. But let me just one last remark, because I really appreciate that you have said that you're going to support my intentions. But I think we should put the question the other way around, because the real question is, how can I support you? And I'm looking forward to discuss that.
Marvelous.